So lads, today we're going to be talking about the whole WNBA thing and investigation. And obviously, look, we know the investigation was about a dolphin noise made while Angel Reese was shooting free throws. They've made it very clear. It says here, we've investigated a report of racist fan behavior in the vicinity of the court during May the 17th. So in the vicinity of the court, not like outside the arena, where there was a video where one person said something crazy about Angel Reese. I'm sorry, calling Angel Reese a bricklayer is fine. I'm sorry. That is like, I'm just listing all the things that were said by white people.
Today, we're diving into the whole WNBA investigation. It's clear the investigation focused on a dolphin noise made while Angel Reese was shooting free throws. They've stated it was about fan behavior near the court on May 17th, not about things said outside the arena, like the viral video where someone said something wild about Angel Reese. Calling Angel Reese a bricklayer is one thing. Honestly, that's about as tame as it gets for someone shooting 35% from the field. But there was one comment way out of line that I won't repeat because clips can be taken out of context.
There was one thing that was way out of line. I'm not going to even repeat it because obviously things are going to get clipped, and apparently it'll be, you can always clip things out of context, say that I said it. But like, the only thing, like, they were calling her bricklayer. They called her Brick Barbie, and I'm sorry, I don't think that's that bad. That's almost as tame a nickname as you can give for somebody who shoots 35% from the field. But it's only the beginning. And do you want to know why it's the beginning? It's only the beginning because, as you can see, based on information gathered today, including from relevant fans, team, arena staff, as well as audio, video review of the game, we've not substantiated it. They said not substantiated the claims.
This is just the beginning. Based on information gathered, including from fans, team staff, arena security, and audio-video reviews, the claims have not been substantiated. Yet, you see media personalities pushing the narrative that even though the WNBA found nothing, it still happened. We all know that maybe one random fan said something inappropriate, and maybe that made some people uncomfortable.
So now you're seeing literal people in the media. And by the way, Chinea Nwumeke, I've talked about her, exempt from this. And I would hope anyone that has any sort of like credibility, anyone who actually has any sort of credibility, anyone who knows, like, everyone knew what this investigation was about. Tyler Marsh made sure as hell to say, he made sure that he was like, well, one, the guy's worked in Indiana, he might want to work in Indiana again, and he made sure he wasn't running with the lie. He made sure that he was not running with the lie. You had players reposting that Indiana was like unsafe for Angel Reese, and now you've got nothing. You're seeing people in the media basically as good as say that.
But that's not what an investigation is for. If that's the standard, every fan base in every sport would be condemned. Because every fan base has bad eggs. I've personally received death threats from fans of all teams. I've been warned I won't make it out of a Chicago Sky game safely this year. But does that mean the entire fan base is bad? No. There have been Twitter spats involving players and fans.
Just because the WNBA didn't find anything, it still happened. We all know it still happened. And I'm sorry, again, we all know that there's probably one random person in one random section of the crowd that has probably said wild stuff on Twitter and probably said wild stuff to the person next to them, and it might have made people uncomfortable. That is not what an investigation is about. If that is your like criteria for painting 18,000 people as the freaking scum of the earth, we can just keep going eye for an eye for every single fan base. You can blame every single fan base. There are bad eggs in every single fan base ever. And I know that because I've gotten death threats from all of them. I've been told not to go to certain places. I've been told I will not make it out of a Chicago Sky game if I go to a game this year. Again, does it matter? No, it's probably a random person online. It's probably not even a real person. Let's not forget, Dejanay Carrington got into a Twitter argument with Dr. Philip Oliver Holes.
Like when Diamond DeShields tweeted negative stuff about the Fever fans last year, coming from a rage bait account that was just trying to get clicks. You can find wild Twitter mentions aimed at any player from any fan base. If you want to paint every fan base as toxic, go ahead. But extremists exist everywhere, and only some groups get painted as the villain.
And Diamond to Shields last year was tweeting out negative stuff about the Fever fan base when she was tweeting out hate that was being sent to her, way past the line, by the way, by a rage bait account who wanted you to click into it so they could funnel you into an OnlyFans. Apparently, these rage bait OnlyFans accounts were Fever fans. And that's where the problem is, where it's everything. You can pay if you want to. And by the way, every single player in the Fever, no matter who they're playing against, could go into their Twitter mentions. You could probably find Twitter mentions of any single fan from any other team and see wild stuff they've said about any player in the Fever, Caitlin Clark or otherwise. You can see wild stuff, and if you want to paint a fan base as that, you can. If you want to use that, everyone can use that fan base. Use that to paint every single fan base as bad. The extremists on every side are dumb. The problem is that only one of them are seen as bad. And again, no matter what, let's not forget, Natasha Howard's wife went on social media calling Fever fans racist, saying she doesn't even need an investigation to know that, when she was quote tweeting when she was replying to a freaking Sky fan. And she wasn't even being called slurs. She got called Nalissa Smith.
Remember, Natasha Howard's wife called Fever fans racist on social media. Even when the exchange was mild, Reese was called Nalissa Smith, and that's it.
I'm sorry, she got called Nalissa Smith. That's all that happened, and Natasha Howard's wife crashed out. This is only going to get worse, by the way, because now you're going to see at least one player who spoke about this and posted about it like it was fact, come out and say, no, this is true, this happened. It's going to happen. You know it. You know that these players can't help themselves. You know at least one player is going to come out there and say that it is fact. One player is going to come out and say that. You're going to have your John Quell Jones. You're going to have your John Quell Joneses of the world having to go out of their way to praise Fever fans, which she shouldn't have to do either. But it's now at the stage where it's like you either are on the side of Fever fans bad, get them out, or you have to be on the opposite and just be like, no, we want you in the league. We want you in the league. Yeah, you're great. You know, you guys are the reason why I'm going to make 5 times as much money in about 3 years' time. You guys are the reason why I'm going to make $1 million next year. You guys are great. You guys are absolutely great. You guys are the reason why I'm playing in front of 18,000 crazy fans. Like crazy fans going mad every game. You guys are a big reason, Caitlin Clark and what the Fever is doing is a big reason why fans have gotten into WNBA in New York are packing out the Barclays Center to watch the
This drama will only get worse, as at least one player who initially spoke on this will later confirm it happened as fact, even if it didn't. Then you'll have people like John Quell Jones praising Fever fans, which shouldn't even be necessary. It's getting to the point where you're either against Fever fans or have to blindly support them.
The Liberty play. Anyone who's smart knows that. But I don't. And I'm not questioning the intelligence of these players. I'm questioning their priorities. Like, there are players that I'm fully convinced would rather lie to paint a certain group of people and certain fans as the villains and I'm not even gonna say then hype them up, then just ignore the situation because they know it's BS and go about their jobs, ball out, make 3-4 times the money, and just live in peace. You don't have to praise the Fever fans. You just don't have to lie. And by the way, again,
the reality is, Fever fans are passionate and have helped grow the WNBA with packed arenas and rising stars like Caitlin Clark. Some players, I believe, would rather lie to portray a group of fans as villains than just focus on playing basketball, making money, and living in peace. They don't have to lie or praise fans. They can just do their jobs.
This investigation is not about it, but there probably is a random fan in section 486. Definitely not section 486. 401. There's definitely a random fan in section 401 that has said something completely out of pocket to a person beside them and it got heard. The security was probably asked down. The security went and watched them. They didn't say anything. And unfortunately, the security cannot stare at one person for an entire night. Like, all of these things are true. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying there's no chance. But what I'm saying is the investigation was about a damn dolphin noise. And it's not going to stop. It is not going to stop because you're seeing people in the media. And again, you know the people in the media I'm talking about. Not the people that you know, even if they said something wrong, you can assume they're in good faith. Like, Chinea Nwumeke is really good at her job. I was recording that video, I was like, I'm so disappointed in Chinea. Because of all the other people in the WNBA media.
Yes, there might be one random fan in a section who said something offensive. Security probably checked it out and nothing happened because you can't monitor every person all night. At the end of the day, this investigation was about a dolphin noise. And it's not going away. Media outlets are implying it did happen, despite the WNBA's official statement.
I expected some stuff. I expected stuff from a lot of WNBA media. I expected it because a lot of these people, they don't care. Like, basketball is not really a priority for a lot of these people. Talking about basketball, they talk about basketball for a tiny percentage, and that's a tiny percentage of the relevance talking about ball. But it's trying to talk about things outside basketball, and it's one of those things where, like, it's like, you just know that the media is going to turn on this. I saw something, I think it was by The Athletic. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on this. I think it was by The Athletic. I do want to double check. But it was, they basically said in it, they heavily implied that yes, it happened. They were like, just because it said not substantiated does not mean that nothing happened, and essentially implied that something happened. And nothing has happened in Cambridge in 2 years. Nothing has happened in Cambridge. There is people that have gotten bad abuse online, and it's from everyone. It's from everyone. And people rage bait.
Example, one outlet heavily implied the incident occurred even though it was unsubstantiated. Abuse online happens to everyone in sports.
Like, we're seeing what the WNBA are doing with Centel right now. Like, Angel Reese has blocked all of the Lake Show Yo and those type of accounts. And all that is doing is causing a freaking Streisand effect. The WNBA fans and the WNBA losing their damn minds about Centel is causing a Streisand effect. Centel is now going straight at the LDM. At the freaking WNBA, everything. The Centel are doing Centel things. They're doing Centel things. But yeah, it's a funny out situation. It is a really funny situation, and it's only going to get worse because I cannot wait for the think piece tomorrow about how, yes, why did I click on notifications? Yeah, you can just see retweets. I cannot wait for the think piece tomorrow about how, this in fact did happen, and people doubling down and saying
rage bait accounts are trying to stir trouble, like what's happening with Santel and the WNBA right now, causing chaos online. This situation is complicated and frustrating, and it's only going to escalate. I expect think pieces tomorrow doubling down on the claim that it happened. Refusing to accept it might be false.
And refusing to say that what happened, refusing to say that this is false. I'm sorry, like, you cannot disprove a theory. You cannot disprove an allegation. There are 18,000 people. But it is on, especially when you are painting 18,000 people as scum of the earth, because it was in fact not about a random individual fan. And it would be even sadder if they investigated based on one random fan. But yeah, it's just madness. It's just all around madness. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
You can't disprove a theory like this when you paint an entire fan base of 18,000 people as terrible, especially when the investigation was not about a random fan, which would be even sadder. It's madness all around. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.